Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today's lecture discusses key educational principle derived from the Quran and supported by Islamic educational scholarship. We will examine education not only as knowledge transmission, but also as character formation, moral cultivation, reflection, and responsible communications. Well, guys, let's take a look at why study Quranic principle in education. The topic is very important because many modern educational systems prioritize achievement, certification, and competition, while the Quranic perspective emphasizes the formation of good and responsible human being. For university students, this makes this lesson highly relevant to both academic life and future teaching practice. Ladies and gentlemen, a foundational Quranic principle is that education begins with knowledge, but knowledge is not treated as mere data or information. It is a part of human elevation and spiritual responsibility. In Islamic educational thought, learning is both an intellectual act and moral act. Let's take a look at principles two, or the second principles. The aim of education is the formation of the whole person. Well, a key issue to teach is that the Quranic view of education is holistic. It does not separate cognitive growth from moral and spiritual growth. Education should produce a balanced persons, not merely a skilled persons. Okay, so we are going to produce smart people, but at the same time, people who have good character. And let's talk about uh, the principles of adapt, yeah, before and with knowledge. Okay, so adapt before and with knowledge. Okay, this is the third principle. It's very important in the perspective of Islamic educations. Oh, well, this principle is, ladies and gentlemen, especially relevant to university students. A student may be knowledgeable but still dishonest, arrogant, careless, or disrespectful. In Islamic thought, true education includes adab. We call it adab. This can be connected to current classrooms issues such as plagiarism, superficial learning, poor classroom manners, and irresponsible use of technology. So adab is very important, especially we are now entering the digital age. Okay, and it's very challenging to cultivate the adab in our educational systems. And let's take a look at uh, slide 6, the principles for the teacher as mu'alim, murabi, and mu'addib. So for English education students, this principle is very important. An English teacher is not only someone who teaches grammar, vocabulary, or speaking. A teacher also shapes classroom values, communications, habit, disciplines, and students' identity. In the Quranic perspective, teaching includes modeling. So we are introduced the position of teachers as mu'alim, the transmitter of knowledge, murabi, the nurturer and guide, and mu'adib, that is the cultivator of adab. So teacher is not only instructor, but also a role model. And let's take a look at the next slide. It's about principle 5. The learner must reflect, think, and use reason. Well, some students assumes that religious education is mainly memorizations, but the Quran repeatedly calls humans to think, to observe, and to reflect. This makes Quranic education deeply compatible with reflective and critical thinking, as long as critical thinking is ethically grounded. So we are going to be familiar with the Quranic terms in which it repeatedly encourage tafakkur. Tafakkur is a sort of reflection, and tadabbur is deep contemplation, and ta'akul is reasonings or using reasons, and tadakkur is remembering. Okay, so in the idea of Quranic educations, the learning process is not passive memorization only. Thinking is part of worshipful learning. Um, let's turn to, oh, thank you. I think that's all, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, we also have other slides, but we are going to continue to um, another PowerPoint presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.